Welcome to the podcast. Today we're diving into a unique tool called Jujutsu UI or GUI. It's designed for the Jujutsu version control system. Fascinating, right?
Absolutely. GUI is a terminal user interface that simplifies interactions with Jujutsu, tailored to my own needs.
That's interesting. What were some of the key features that inspired you to create this tool?
Well, I've included features like autocomplete for changing rev sets and an easy way to rebase revisions, which is super handy.
Autocomplete sounds especially useful. Can you explain how it works?
Sure, when you start typing a rev set, jjui offers suggestions, enabling you to quickly select the right one without memorizing everything.
That's such a time saver. And how does the rebase feature enhance the user experience?
Rebasing allows you to change a branch's base, integrating changes seamlessly, which is key in collaborative environments.
Collaboration is crucial. What about squashing revisions? I find that process a bit tricky.
With GUI, squashing is easy. Just press S and the next revision gets selected automatically, simplifying the task.
Nice. How does someone go about viewing detailed revision information in jjui?
Press L to dive into the details. You can then split files or view diffs, which helps track changes more effectively.
That sounds handy for developers. What are bookmarks in this context?
Bookmarks let you mark certain revisions for easy access later, making navigation simple.
Such a practical feature. And you have this oplog view as well. What does it do?
Exactly. The oplog view shows a history of operations performed, letting you backtrack or restore any action easily.
Wow, that's quite robust. How can listeners get started with jjui?
They can install it via Homebrew, Arch Linux, or from source. It's pretty accessible.
Awesome. And for those interested in contributing, is there a way to get involved?
Definitely. I'm open to feature requests and contributions, so a pull request is always welcome.
Great. Before we wrap up, what's the one takeaway you'd like listeners to remember about GUI?
GUI makes managing Jujutsu much easier, tailored to user needs while encouraging collaboration.
Thank you. This has been enlightening. Listeners, consider giving GUI a try if you're working with Jujutsu. See you next time.